It's not posted yet, but there will be a little music video for Graves in the Garden's Hallelujah song, which is the newest Blind Driveway song. But and that music video is just footage of us recording the song, which is intentional. It's because to me it's such a special part of a song, and what makes a song special to me, even from a different artist, is seeing how it was made. So to just kind of add another layer to that, I want to show a bit of the process of making that song, Graves in the Garden's Hallelujah song. So we've got the set pulled up right here, and the session, sorry, and I'm just going to point out some stuff about it and show you some of my favorite parts if you're interested in this kind of thing. So one of my favorite parts of the song is the beginning when Renee's singing. Renee Troutman is the person who opens the song with the first verse. There's a really low, rich humming part in the song, and that, if I had the original session, you'd see a bunch of tracks, vocal tracks all around here. But instead, I just have these two tracks. One for me humming, one for Renee humming. One second here, let me pull that up. So this is Renee and this is me humming, and I condensed it down because I wanted to have less than 500 tracks for this song, so I wanted to condense it down. So here is just me and Renee humming on this song, and I'm gonna have to, sorry if the camera angles aren't that good in this particular update video, but here's how that sounds. Yeah, so I think that probably comes from really loving acapella stuff growing up. I was talking to my friend Ezra recently, and he said that he thought acapella was a big influence for Blind Driveway, so cool. And then to add some extra juice, we also have this sub here, and that's like, yeah, that kicks. Add some distortion on that as well. Okay, another cool part. So the part of the song that changed the most was the drums on the first chorus, and there was lots of different versions of it. Oh gosh, I'm just zoomed in my mouth right now. And we finally got it right, or I did, we as in me and the voices inside of my head. And it has that, you know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to isolate the drums on that because I think they're fun. They're like tasteful drums, you know? They're pretty minimal. You could imagine there being more drums in that section, but they're doing their job very subtly. And we have, let's see. Again, camera angles are gonna suck. It's just me here. And also, to me, that reinforces, if you know the original Graves in the Garden song, it's very swung, kind of got this twanginess to it. There's nothing. And this contrasts that right away. You have this different version that instead of it being it's which to me that just is moving forward at a very consistent. It's like instead of there being this like wavy, like you're hitting waves, like it's just almost like more cinematic soundtracky type vibe. And I find it very relaxing. I like electronic music, repetitive beats, that kind of stuff. The drums for the chorus are more like intense. But you can hear that in the song, so I won't make a big fuss out of it. I guess the other thing that's fun to listen to is just if you isolate just the vocals in the chorus, And I mean, this was like the bread and butter of the song, the reason that I wanted to make this mashup anyways. Like, I'm referring to myself in the plural. Well, me and Luke actually had the idea, friend Luke Schultz. Just doing a little jam, we realized that the songs kind of went together. Is, you know, all these pieces, the verse of Graves in the Gardens and the chorus of it and the verse of Hallelujah Song and the chorus of it go together. So if I can get just the vocals here, and I'm going to take a second to isolate them, and you get to look at my screen while I do that. If you're still watching this, let's see, you get all those, all these. I'll add the pre-chorus in there too. Why not? Okay, we'll start with just that. I think that's all. And again, these are like a whole bunch of tracks condensed. So like if I zoom in on this, if you aren't familiar with this kind of setup, this software, all these are like a condensed. This is Cameron's Hallelujah, and this is Oh My Soul, Emily, Hallelujah, Luke, Hallelujah Song Harmony, Bethany, Hallelujah Song, Devin, Hallelujah Song Harmony, Devin, Deep Inside of My Bones, Renee, Deep Inside of My Bones, Elliot. All of these just little parts, but all these individual tracks were at one point like 3 tracks or more, and then I condense them down to 1 just so I could not go insane when mixing this and trying to account for all the pieces that are in it. So see if they're still soloed. I think they still are. Yeah. So here's how they sound just a cappella. By praising his name, won't find me again and again and again and again. You give beauty for ashes inside of my bones. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who cares for my silence. Yeah, that's really good. While we're doing acapellas, you gotta hear the intro, Renee's voice acapella. It's just. But it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures of fate are never enough. Yeah. I just started like getting a little bit better at processing vocals, and it's not even that complicated. It's just adding a little bit of overdrive, which is that fuzziness, and you don't realize how much that is in like every song, so many songs you listen to. If you want a vocal to sound really in your head, really present, it's not just turning it up, it's not just like singing really breathily, but it's also saturating it or adding overtones to it that are really pleasing to the ear and also pop out better. So like adding overtones is what you can do that by adding overdrive or saturation to a sound. And essentially, if you look at the waveform, it's just making it fuzzier. So there's more overtones popping out and making the sound just more dynamic. So yeah, that's what I did with a lot of vocals in this song, and it really panned out without. Man's empty praise and treasure. Let's listen to this line. It's my favorite one. But it couldn't fill me. Without overdrive, it's probably a bit quieter. But it couldn't fill me. It's just, it's just a clean signal. Like, it's kind of just a clean sound. But it couldn't fill. Then when I add the overdrive in. But it couldn't fill me. But it couldn't fill me. Sounds more like you're in a room. It's really aggressive overdrive, but there's no rules for me, so haha. Yeah, okay, that was, I think, mostly what I wanted to share about it. We'll play Bethany's belting part. Fine. Sorry, Bethany, the people want to hear it. I don't care if it's you don't want to. All the people want to, so I'm gonna play it. I think that's. Wait. Well, let me play this one. So when the chorus drops, I have this part that goes, Ah. That's pretty cool. Listen to it next time. You can hear it pretty prominently. And also this whoa, this was like at least 30 me's singing, and I called it Collier Whoa because I recorded it and I thought that's kind of like a Jacob Collier type thing. Just that last part. Because that got a lot of notes going on there. And I dig it. Okay, where's Bethany's? That's not it. Where did we put it? Where did we put it? Ah, Final Hallelujah, Bethany. Okay, it looks like we have an effects version of it too. I also want to point out, I'm like holding the camera with my teeth right now. Last thing I want to point out is that production-wise, what the song started with was not just the idea for the song. That was one thing. And then the other thing I realized was, I was listening to some song and I realized that most of the energy from it came from the synths in it. And the synths they were mirroring the melody, they were mirroring the harmony, and it was like, if you liked that song, it was because the synths were just kicking, and it was so good, and the synths and the bass together were just everything, and then the song could just exist on top, and it's fine, you know? But you don't think about that if you're not thinking in production terms. So this is just the synths for the chorus. Oh, I don't even need to keep pointing the camera at the computer, but anyways, these are the synths for the chorus. So you can hear how like that is just so substantial, and everything on top of that, you know. Then you have all that acapella you heard, or the vocals. They have this bed to sit on, and that's a lot of like what I think about with producing with like instruments and vocals. Like the instruments are this bed that when they're done right, it's so much fun to sing on top of it, and it should be fun because once you've sung that part and you've had that fun, the two parts together are just gelling. So yeah, that was kind of production heavy. It worked hard, like for one of these updates, but I'm still here at Gustavus. Last week in this room. Yeah, and that's the way the news goes.